just in my wallet. So let's go around the horn. I'm going to kind of grab each of you, just have you talk about. We'll just kind of go round and round and talk about your scariest movie moments. And you may have a couple, you may have a few. So you just pick one off of your list or whatever comes to mind, or whatever you just Googled just now on
No,
your
I'm
browser,
looking at my
like I
list
did.
that I was asked to make, and I made.
Calm down. Calm down.
And can we just point out my great Halloween costume? I've come as the most feared character in all cinema history, Kathleen Kennedy.
Kathleen Kennedy, yes.
Yeah.
And if you don't think she's scary, just remember the words that she's in charge of Indiana Jones 5.
Well, I appreciate you got the beard right. So Cecil, you're our special guest. Why don't you go ahead and go first?
Okay, well, I was thinking about it, and I'm going to go back to the first scary movie moment that I can remember off of the top of my head. I actually have a list here, but I'm going to go to start. I'm going to go with the one that traumatized me when I was a child. And seeing it when I got older, it wasn't quite nearly as bad, but I remember when I was a kid, I was terrified. There's a black and white movie from the 50s called Earth versus the Flying Saucers. I saw this on Channel 48 in Philadelphia. They used to run like sci-fi movies on the weekend, the old black and whites. And I remember watching it, and it was actually later riffed on Mystery Science Theater to kind of show how not serious it is. But it's a good classic old fear of the unknown sci-fi film. But the thing that got me was there's a thing in the movie where if you're the aliens come down and they're telling us that they're going to take over the Earth and everything, and this general gets onto the spaceship, and he looks up, and there's this thing hanging from the ceiling, and it shoots these rays down, and they did this old school thing where it turns like the side, his profile, and you could see his brain, and it was like brainwashing him. But to me, it was like, this thing is it's gonna pull out your brain. And so I, as however old I was like 6 years old or something, was
21.
terrified. I was 25. And
It was last week.
I was terrified, and probably for about a year, I refused to look up because I was afraid that the aliens were going to do something to my brain. And that one, it just terrified the hell out of me. But now going back, like I just watched it again, and I'm like, it's cool. It's actually like a good effect for, that long ago. But
I like the fact of is Cecil all right? He just seems to walk around looking down all the time.
I'm like, can't look up. The aliens will broke my brain.
Man, it must have really sucked on 4th of July. Everybody's looking at the fireworks, and Cecil's like, it's like, what's wrong, little buddy? You're not
It's like
getting
Bart
me.
Simpson in the bed. Can't sleep, clown will eat me. Can't look up, brain will eat me. That's a good one, though. I like that. So, Phil, you give us one.
The first, going back to like the first one that I can remember being scared at was the end of Close Encounters. And again, I was only, I don't know, under 10 when I first saw it. It was on TV, and I remember it was on TV because I remember hiding behind the sofa and like sort of, and sort of going, are they gone? Have they gone now? And my dad was like going, yeah, they're gone. And so I'd look, and then they weren't, and that would, He had a great sense of humor, my dad. But I mean, I just remember they were really creepy, and they had the like long arms and the big heads, and the way it was lit and everything else. I just remember that really did scare me as a kid. It was, it was, like I say, proper traumatizing. I've never hidden behind the sofa before, but I remember that, and are they gone? Are they gone now? Yeah, they're fine. Oh no, they're not. They're still there.
That's funny because it was the taking of the kid scene that freaked me out. The ending was fine with me, but when they took the kid and the shit is just turning on in her house, and the mother's just frantic, and like the little screw comes up out of the vent, that kind
when she puts her hand up. up the
Yeah.
chimney to chop the thing, and and all that.
Yeah, that was pants crapping scary at that time.
Oh, no,
when
that
you
was
were
fine.
6.
As an adult, the scariest thing about that movie is what a bitch that Dreyfus is married to.
Like, oh,
Is
no
that
wonder he
yours,
wanted to be
Sean, or do you have a
abducted.
different one?
No, I got a different one.
Okay.
I mean, what kind of woman wouldn't let you take a trash can and make a giant mountain in the middle of the living room? You know, women just don't get it, man.
Excuse me, I think I've been contacted by aliens, and I'm just making this. All right.
Yes. It's all perfectly reasonable. Sean, give me yours.
Mine, I'm gonna start off with one I've already mentioned before. Is the Pinocchio transformation into a donkey scene from the Disney Pinocchio? That scared the hell out of me when I was a kid. They brought it through the theaters again, and shit, what was it, like 1979 or something? And watched it, and I remember being like, that is a Cronenberg level body horror. Now, even now, if I see that scene, it doesn't scare me, but I still get a very slight sense of anxiety from it. Just a little
memory
tingle.
scare.
Yeah, but
Disney presents David Cronenberg's Pinocchio.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, now as an adult, but yeah, that was a freaky scene because the way it was done, it was just
you get the shadow on the wall, and he's like, and it looks painful,
Yeah.
and the worst part is he watches his buddy first, so he knows what's coming.
Yeah.
And then it's pretty damn scary. All of those damn old Disney movies has got some scary moments in them like that.
Yeah. I tell you, it's like, I don't think I'm going to smoke.
Yeah, local drink, that's right. Hey,
Scared
kids,
straight.
can I go to Pleasure Island? No.
Nope, no, thank you.
All right, so since you guys started talking about what scared you when you were a kid, I started digging through my memory. The original Battlestar Galactica, which I didn't see in the theaters, the pilot movie that they released in theaters, but I saw it on TV as a kid. And there's a scene in there where they go to this bar. It's on some planet or something, and there's these women that are singing, but they have 2 mouths and 4 eyes. And like now I look at it, I go, it's because it's not the greatest makeup in the world. But for some reason, when I was 6 or 7, whatever I was, it was the most nightmare fuel I'd ever had. And I remember clearly later on that night having a dream where giant 4-eyed people are coming after me or something. But it was, for some reason, that visual just hit me the wrong way at my age, and it scared the heck out of me. And it's one of those more embarrassing ones, because then you watch it as an adult and you go, that got under my skin, really? Okay. What the hell was wrong with me?
I haven't seen Battlestar Galactica for many years. I kind of want to watch it now just to see what it was like. Because I don't remember that.
I wonder.
Oi.
Somebody's coming behind you there.
I know.
I know there's no real way of being able to do this, but it would be really neat if there was a scientific way where they could figure out how like children perceive things, like, because we obviously perceive things differently when we're little, and then we see them as adults and we're not scared. But if there was a way to like see what a child actually sees, like you probably saw that, and it probably looked like the most realistic thing ever.
Oh,
then,
absolutely.
And in your head you see it, and then you finally watch it again when you're older, and it's like, oh wow, this was not how I remember it at all. So yeah, I think that's really what it is. It's just that childhood perception of everything is new, so it's like you don't really, you're seeing something and it's like, oh my god, it's so much worse than it really is.
I remember a friend of mine. I was going to say a friend of mine with his daughter when she was growing up, and she said to him one day, "Daddy, is the news real?" And of course, you kind of, is it real? Because it's like another television program, and when they're talking about like war,
it used to be.
Yeah.
Are you really ready for this conversation?
Time to go down the rabbit hole, son. Thank you for watching this excerpt from Outpost Frequencies. Tune in live every Sunday at noon Central Time or 6 o'clock UK time. And also, remember to come to lastmovieoutpost.com for all your latest in movie news, streaming news, and everything cool about film. We are the cool news now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next stream.